Hey, it's Jay. And I promised you the other day that we were going to create an all foliage arrangement. And I thought that this was a great time for us to do it. The garden is beautiful right now. I love fall, and fall is a really good time because the things are starting to change a little bit and we're getting some really cool textures and colors out there. But an all foliage arrangement is also a great thing for us to do any time of year, because when we go out and capture that and bring it back in, all foliage arrangement is going to last a long time for us. And that's a really, really fun thing for us to have around. So when maybe we're short of flowers, height of summer, or now, there's not a lot of flowers out, but there's lots of beautiful foliages, and we can make a super interesting bouquet using just foliage. So what we're going to do is we have a ceramic container. It's actually a lime green container. I got it from Accent Decor many years ago. I love the great color of it because I think that whenever you have this lime green color, it makes the other colors bubble up and it makes the other pieces of foliage very interesting. And so we've got some really cool things. I went out and just picked selections of things. And we have some beautiful little geranium. This is hardy geranium, but it's got a beautiful little red tinge on it. These are my forget-me-nots, but look at those. Isn't that fun? And I grabbed a fern while I was out there too. So I love that. It's my hardy fern, my ostrich plume fern. This is a piece off of my tree. Everything's up for grabs. Arrange, cut, arrange, plant. I cut everything for arrangements. So everything's up for grabs. This is from my crabapple tree. And so I like that the berries are turning red on it. We're going to use some other foliages too. I'll show them to you as we get to work with them. As always, I cannot sit down and arrange with you, so I'm going to stand up. We are going to be using our bypass cutter from Dram, and in case I need any detail work, our compact pruner from Dram as well. So they're the color points, come in red, and 6 other colors too: yellow, orange, green, blue, and purple. Okay, we're using the red ones today, so you'll be able to keep track of them. All right, so let's get my chair out of the way. And again, I have not done anything down inside here. I didn't put any tape across or anything. I just have a square cube. It's filled up about here with ice cold water, and I have put in my Chrysal Professional 3. I have not put it in CVBN tablets because I'm not worried about the bacteria level in this, because all of these are foliages and they don't create bacteria. I don't even know if I need the Chrysal Professional 3 in there in all actuality, because foliages sometimes don't need that. Because they're not progressing. They're not like a flower. They don't need food. So probably not even necessary to have that down inside there. But just, a side note for you. All right. We have some other foliages that we're going to use. And actually, I'm going to start with Hosta. I have about, 14 or 15 different varieties out on the property. This is a yellow edged green one that I just love. The spiders love it this time of year too. There's lots of webs on here with little eggs. How about that? Okay, so what we're going to do, and now, like, look, my hosta leaf is dirty. I can brush that off, or I might just decide to leave that dirt on there, because as we've spoken before, sometimes that natural appearance is okay. I don't mind that, but if you do, you can wash it off, because this is not a recipe that you must do exactly as I have. Look, this one's gotten a little chewed off. That's okay. I like that. I'm going to hide that underneath this other one. And then here's another one. It's got a little bit of a bloom on it. This is the fun part of arranging flowers, in that when you're doing this, oh, look at that guy, and look at how pretty that, I'm saving him. He's going to come later. It's just a really good opportunity for us to use different types of flowers and experience it and really enjoy ourselves. This is scented geranium, one of my favorites. I get 12 or 15 plants every year. I plant them all throughout the garden so that I can just use them for cuttings. I want to have them for cutting for my arrangements. And so that's going to lay that direction. This one's going to stand up a little bit taller, like this. Okay. And that's going to go over here on this side. As I get a little more structure in there, he's probably going to stabilize. Well, we'll wait. We'll wait for him to stabilize. How about that? This is sage, my ornamental sage that I have out there right now. And it's just so fragrant. But look how pretty that is. So I'm going to add that in there. I'm stripping off, again, any of the foliage that's going to fall below that water line, because this sage has a wonderful fuzzy stem. So he's going to go there. I'm going to group those two together like that. Now I probably have enough structure for this little guy to go in right here. Perfect. Okay. Now you notice I'm not really working on a turntable today. I could. I just forgot to put it out here, so that's my bad. All right. But we're going to add a little bit of one of my favorites, the blue African basil. And yet you can call me on this because there are some flowers on it. You know, you can say, well, Jay, there are a few flowers, because the blue African basil does have a few flowers on it. But look at how pretty that is, that purple coloration that goes inside there. I think that's just lovely. Let's see what else I have over here in the way of foliage. Now, some people don't like the way that I say foliage, okay? That I should say foliage. I'm not doing that, okay? I was raised calling it foliage. When you go to the Webster's Dictionary and you look it up there, it will tell you that foliage and foliage are both correct. So I'm going with foliage. I am a Midwestern boy, and my friend Haskell always told me that I, cut things off short. So this is a little bit of 9 bark. Has a little bit of a red coloration. I'm going to go in right there with that because it's a nice, great contrast to that sage. Look at this, Coleus. People ask me all the time. I use Coleus in my arrangements frequently because I love the way that they look. And in this case, it is a beautiful, beautiful lime green, and it picks up that. And you know what? I'm sorry I forgot it, because I'm going to want to turn this around and show it to you on all sides. So there we go. So look at that. Isn't that pretty? So now, this was a friend from my friend Claire Pham, and she sent me this plant, and it's a Shiso plant. Shiso. And you can dry it and make it into tea. You can use it in stir fries. It has a beautiful little bloom on it. And look at how pretty that is in there, because it's like almost a black coloration. Now, again, okay, I'm probably cheating. These are the seed pods that are left on my astilbe after they are done. So I got to cut them off in the fall anyway, because I don't want to leave them on all winter and let them get all beat down. So they might as well go into an arrangement. And I use them a lot this time of year. I use the astilbe when it's blooming, but I also use it when it looks like this too. And see, there's a little piece of astilbe foliage. Now, oh look, here's one more piece. What I'm going to do with this one, I'm going to put it over here just a little bit. Notice how I took it away from the group a little bit. I let the little shiso stick in between it, so now we've got them, kind of assorted around there. That's kind of fun. This is my favorite scented geranium. Well, I think that next year you'll see my favorite scented geranium. It's my second favorite. It's actually citronella, and it smells really good and really beautiful. Helps keep away the mosquitoes. I like the shape of the leaves because they look like cabbage leaves almost. And they're really beautiful. My one for next year is, it is a lime green colored foliage, and it has a burgundy center to it. Oh, it's just exquisite. And my friend Craig is going to hybridize or make a couple of hybrids for me and get them together and get them into a bucket for me. So that's awesome. Okay, and I can plant some in the yard, which is going to be great. Here's one of my smaller hosta leaves. I'm just going to put that up here so that you'll notice my hosta leaves are starting to get buried on the bottom. Okay, and I don't want them to get buried on the bottom. Now I'm going to use my branch in here with those little berries on it. I just love it. It just looks so great. And the crab apples are so cute. And what I'm going to do is these won't strip off. So I'm going to trim them off to make sure. I also don't want them rolling around the house forever too, it is what it is. So yeah, that's going to be perfect right in there. Look at that. And I like the way that it kind of falls back a little bit, folds over. That's kind of nice. Because I can add color, and look at those berries. I've got a little bit of burning bush, right? And so I have a couple pieces of my burning bush here, and I'm just going to add a little bit of burning bush in here because it's going to give some red color. Red is the fire in our lives. It's the heat. It stimulates our appetite when we look at the red colorations, and I like it inside this arrangement. Now I've got these beautiful forget-me-not leaves that are heart-shaped, almost like a heart shape. And I love it because they're kind of taking over the yard, and I love that. I think that that's kind of fun. So I've got one there, and I've got one back here. Ooh, looking good. All right. Then what we're going to do is we're going to stick these in at once. I'm tucking them in together because that's how hardy geranium grows. And I just want it to kind of fill in that little center piece right inside there. Now remember, I told you I saved this guy because look at him. He's so pretty. And what I want to do is I'm just going to cut off a little bit and I'm going to send him out right here because I got that structure inside there, you know? So now look at, he's just kind of up there above everybody else hanging around. And I've got one more great little piece right here, and that is this fern. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to strip down my ostrich fern so I can shorten up the stem. So I stripped it down, okay? And I'm going to tuck it in right on this side. Right there. Okay? Now look at that. Not a flower in the whole mix. Not a single flower in there. Just foliage. You know, I mean, I love that. I just think that that's really pretty. And this is going to last a long period of time. It's just going to be a beautiful arrangement for us to have in the house. Or for a flower cocktail hour. This will be foliage cocktail hour. Foliage, for those of you. Foliage cocktail hour. Or foliage cocktail hour. I prefer foliage. There we go. Better. Sometimes I just adjust them. Got to adjust them a little bit. Play with them a little bit to make sure everybody's okay. All right. All right. So let's see. That's a pretty sight, isn't it? Let's do a little recap. We went out into the garden and we picked all different types of foliage, everything that we could find. Little piece here, little piece there. The way I find out about different pieces too is that I will bring them inside and I'll stick them in water and see if they do okay. Some of the foliages don't do well in flower foam, so that's why I typically will make my all foliage arrangements in plain water. I used ice cold water. We determined that we really didn't need to have flower nutrient down inside here because nobody's making a bloom, so they don't really need that sugar, and so it'll probably last longer that way. That's good. We cut the stems. We created a structure, as we always do. Started with our hosta leaves and then added other flowers on top of it. You know, I do have the scented geranium down inside there, so it might not be a bad idea to drop a CVBN tablet down inside there. That could be really beneficial. I want to make sure that these drink. Okay, they drink just like flowers. So we want to check every day and add more water when it's necessary. That's going to be very important. I love the textures of it. We brought in a little bit of color. Fall is right here, so we could bring in some maple leaves. We could bring in some Japanese maple. We could bring in some oak leaves. You know, there could be all kinds of stuff that we could bring inside here. Could you add flowers to this? Certainly, if that's what you want to do, because this is not a recipe. This is just an inspiration for you to create something really beautiful. The same health and wellness benefits go right along with foliage, the same way that they do with flowers. And so as we're working on this, our body is secreting endorphins that make us feel happier and less depressed. Having the foliage in our room is also, it's going to transpire. And when it transpires, it's going to take in the carbon dioxide and it's going to put out oxygen, which is a really cool thing. That's why we love living plants in our home too. So a foliage bouquet like this does the same thing. So I hope you enjoyed the all foliage arrangement. You'll be inspired to do one yourself. Send me pictures. When you make stuff, send me pictures. Go to my Facebook page, Jay Schwanke's Life in Bloom, and post a picture there or email it to me. It's the letter J at ubloom.com, j@ubloom.com. Send me a picture of what you did. I want to see it. I want to see what you made, and I want to tell you how pretty it is. Remember that when you're making something too, you are the person that you need to please. It's important that you please yourself. And I hope you have fun at our times together like this when we're creating beautiful things. I want you to create more beauty in your life. I want you to be kind. I want you to stay well. And I want you to stay safe. All right, until next time, keep having fun with foliage. Okay?